strawberries on sushi.
Well,
Oh god.
actually, that sounds interesting. I'll take that.
Wow, Jacob, that was loud.
Oh wait, that was not. Oh, well,
Welcome,
that's apologies.
welcome to my hell, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my hell. That's all I've got.
Oh, we're just.
I'm
Don't think
Lori.
of us as important
Wow.
people. We're just
okay.
specialists at our job.
You mean fucking
That was
You okay,
tormentors.
Alex?
loud, man.
I'm good. I'm good.
Welcome
All right.
to 2021.
Think of that one episode of SpongeBob where that guy was like, "Louder is better."
You know, SpongeBob.
It's more sales.
Moving on. Welcome to episode 31 of Shadows of Men, and I actually got to double check my Twitch to make sure that the title is
Ooh,
correct.
dang.
What?
Boy.
One second. Back. God. Live. Okay. There. Edit. Yes, everything is correct. Good.
Cool.
Alrighty, so, quick order of notes. We do not have Titan, Deacon, or Fury. Fury might join us later. We're unsure of their status. Titan had some stuff to do, and Deacon was dead tired. He had a busy day, so we understand this was never meant to be a bigger session, though. But anyways, how are you guys doing?
I am very tired, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm not missing a session of D&D.
Alrighty.
I got too much rest.
What, alright.
So,
Well, are you guys ready to jump into tonight's session?
Absolutely not. Let's do this.
I just want to go and smash my head into the wall, so yes,
I'm gonna
let's
go
do
spam
it.
Fury for like a minute. Give me a sec.
Alright, well, while she does that, when last we left the MacGuffins, they managed, working with Thanalis, the Arcanoloth, they took the fight to Huddigen, a powerful pit fiend that, to put in perspective, was the greatest of pit fiends in terms of lore. It was a hard-fought battle, but through clever thinking, as well as a little bit of luck, and against some pretty bad luck, the party managed to defeat Huddigen. However, Thanalis, being the power-hungry thinker they was, had previously cast the suggestion on Kevin Putman, who failed to save, which I would like to say I gave you ample opportunity to pass, because technically speaking, I should only give you the one. I gave you two. Anyways, using this, he slipped Kevin his primordial dagger, which once stabbed into Huddigen, transferred his power into Thanalis, who left the group wanting revenge on the Wayfarers, who, as they now sail to Thuland, a few days passing, but this is not where we join them, as within the Queen's Garces Wayfarers, a member was taken to see a god of great power and malicious and of unnoble intent, who after gaining what he wanted from her, is sending her here. So we now join as Rasmira. As you open your eyes, you are no longer in Gorik's office or realm. Your surroundings are wooden. You're on a bed, and in front of you is a woman, pale skin, black hair, and reddish eyes, who is looking at you almost bewildered. And you notice she's slowly reaching to grab a chain whip you notice at her side.
She kind of she doesn't know what to do.
Who are you, and what have you done with Kesona?
Okay, relax. I'm not
Roll
going
perception.
to hurt you. Perception?
Yep.
Let me get her sheet.
Mm-hmm. Yep, which is updated with everything for the record.
Yay! Perception. Here we go.
You don't notice it, never mind. Who are
Relax.
you?
I am Rasmira.
Is that
Go ahead.
is that the name I should know?
I don't think so.
Where is Keisona?
You would not believe me if I told you.
Try me.
She's in another world.
Persuasion check.
Persuasion.
This is going
Just
as
at
well as
this
I thought
moment
it
that
would.
Rasmir died.
You're right. I don't believe you.
See what I mean?
By the way, as you stand up, you notice that your great sword of sharpness is on your back.
She's not going to reach for it.
And roll me another perception check with advantage.
With advantage.
Yep.
Okay. 21.
You see something moving in the sheets.
Oh, and that's just what they're.
She while looking at this lady in front of me,
Yep.
I know who this is, Rosalind.
I know, but Rasmira doesn't, so.
She's gonna reach over to the sheets.
And do you pull them?
She's gonna
You see Inej.
Inish, come here.
She runs up and jumps in your arms, licking your face all over.
Oh god. God. It's okay. It's okay. I didn't think you'd come here with me. And who are you?
Rosalind.
Rosalind. Unfamiliar.
And we'll keep it that way. For now, I don't know what to do with you, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and assume that you aren't here to kill us. Yet.
I'm not here to kill anybody. That is not my goal.
Intention aside, you're on a ship in the middle of an ocean, and I'm pretty sure the rest of the passengers would like to know about our intruder. She walks to the door, never breaking eye contact with you. Stay here.
Okay.
If you leave, well then, I'll have no choice but to make sure you don't cause any trouble.
The point has been taken.
She opens the door, still making eye contact with you, and then closes it.
Oh boy.
And Edge, I think you're my only friend here at the moment.
And a few minutes go by, and Tythel, you hear,
Tythel gets up from her bed and she opens the door. I assume Rosalind's standing there.
Yep, we have an uninvited guest, and Keisona
Tythel-
is missing.
Tythel just looks at her and raises a brow.
I'll explain. I am getting the Azamar as well. Kevin, a few minutes go by, Rosalind goes to your door.
Fine.
Yeah? What's up?
I require your assistance along with Tythel's. We have an intruder, and Keisona is
Oh?
missing.
It wouldn't happen to be anybody from the island.
Not Yonti.
That's the last name.
As far as I can
Not
tell,
Deontay.
she's similar to you. She's
Alright,
way you, Kevin.
well.
She leads you back to Keisona's room and opens the door. Rasmira, you see a half dragon. How's Tythel again?
6'3".
6'3".
I'm taller
Silver.
than you by an inch.
That's cute.
Standing. She has silver scales, except for two noticeable gold scales, particularly on her right arm and her right wing. Her eyes are this light blue, and standing next to her is a person you do recognize as the elven Azamar Kevin. Kevin, you see Rasmira.
Oh,
Tythel, you see this woman, darkerish brown skin with very noticeable green eyes and brown hair, along with this hawk fox.
I go and facepalm myself. I'm like, all right, Rasmira, what happened?
Tythel looks at Kevin real quick. Wait, you know her?
Yep, and she's not from this world either.
Rosalind raises an eyebrow, like, really?
Do you believe me now?
Not sure yet. How do you know this woman?
I explained to her, what transpired.
With the Queen's Guard.
Yep.
Coming over here.
So then, if I'm to believe you, Kay-Sona has taken your place.
She did. Last time... well, as of what this goddess told me, he replaced me with a bird. A chaotic bird.
Yep, that's Kay-Sona.
If she gets hurt while you're here, I'm holding you responsible.
Don't hold me responsible. I didn't want this to happen in the first place, but the god threatened me, and I can't really do much when it comes to that.
Well, Rasmira, welcome aboard. We're on our way to hell. I have to go find Eloquent and speak to him about something.
Like, what kind of hell?
Well, we're about to go in. We're on our way to go meet with a vampire lord, a lich.
Roll me a history.
Someone who's sacrificing people in the name of our friend Eloquent. Living hell.
In spite of.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Rasmira, roll me a history check to see if you know what a vampire lord is.
I don't know.
No idea. You,
I look over at Rasmira. Oh, by the way, Rasmira.
He has this confused face. Yeah.
I have one last thing to also mention before I head out of here. If things are straightened away. Oh, for one, Rasmira group Rasmira. Also, Thanalis is alive and he's coming back with much more power.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
a lot's happened.
So he was your Arcanoloff.
Yes. I thought he was dead.
Nope.
Why exactly does he want to? Why exactly does he want to kill your group?
Yeah, I'm interested too.
Kevin, you actually do know the reasoning because you're the only one who saw that little bit of information.
Regarding what?
Why the
Arcanoloff
wants to kill the group? You're the only one who saw exactly who he's targeting. So.
Right. Yeah, he wants to kill the group because he realized he couldn't go and kill Cassandra again, so he's gonna go and target Garrick.
That man likes to get himself into a lot of trouble.
That's fortunate enough for you guys, despite him being merged with another demon. He's well, he's killable. Oh yeah.
Kevin, roll me a religion check, because out of game you know that. In game, Kevin would have no idea about that. So roll me a religion, see if you actually know that. Tythel, you as well, considering that.
Okay, might as well.
Kevin actually
probably knows.
Okay, so you would both know that demons and devils are very different beings. They each reside in a different plane of existence. Devils in the nine hells and demons in the abyss. The way that they don't die in the material plane is that when their respective kind dies, they return to their own plane where they can be killed. However, with the information you've gathered over the years, as well as some light research into trying to figure out what material plane sickness is, you can summarize that because Thanalis took a devil's power, it became part of his essence. So now his existence has nowhere to go. Basically, in gaining power, he basically shattered any tie to any plane that he could retreat to when he dies on the realm of man. Therefore, when he gets killed this time, he won't necessarily be dead, but his existence will be stuck in basically and be torn for all of eternity between the nine hells and the abyss.
Yeah, so he's killable.
Yeah.
Yeah, what he
Okay.
said. What he said. He merged with another demon, and he's
Devil.
with a devil, and now he's killable.
Okay, at least there's that. What kind of devil?
One that you might not want to know about.
I need to know for
Yeah.
power's sake.
Roll
Someone by
another.
the name of
Uh,
religion.
actually, because I'll let the 22 and 21 ride over. Hudijin was essentially a more powerful version of a pit fiend, so just go with that's. Yeah, I'll let that carry over.
Well, he merged with the Hydrogen, a more powerful version of a pit fiend.
Rasmira, roll me a religion check to see if you know what a pit fiend is. Unfortunately, pit fiends are some of the pit fiends, as you've heard them in horror stories more than anything, like in books you've read. You don't know anything about them. You just know that they're supposed to be very powerful devils, but that goes to the extent of your knowledge with this.
So he just has a little more power.
I wouldn't say just a little. I'd say much
A
more
lot.
power.
A lot.
From what I heard from the others, he, specifically Kisona, he, quote, became buff as fuck, end quote.
Yeah, the man literally went through about 20 to 8 weeks lifting God knows what in under, 5 minutes? 10 minutes? Yeah, give or take.
A minute.
More
It was
like
literally a
5.
minute.
More like a minute.
She's looking confused as fuck.
Regardless, it does not seem that you're our enemy. And, quite frankly, without Keisona, we do need the help. Do you know how long this arrangement will last?
I don't know.
Then you best,
I don't know.
then you best hope you don't. Then I hope you don't slow us down. Kevin
Hopefully I don't.
and Tythel, roll me an insight check on Rosalind as she walks away, because you two know her more. Rasmira couldn't, unless
23.
without having disadvantage. Rasmira, if you want to do it, disadvantage because you don't know this person.
I'm not gonna do it.
All right, Kevin, are you going to do it?
I don't want to try. She's scary to
Yeah,
Nice.
Right?
27. She's worried. Like, she's using her tough exterior to hide genuine concern about Keisona.
Alright. Good to know.
Nothing. If this is all taken care of, I need to go and speak with Eloquin.
Eloquin?
Friend of ours.
Okay.
For the sake of brevity, after a little bit of getting accustomed to everything, Rasmira, you would meet everyone, including Tartarus, Ziola, and Eloquin.
Also, for the sake of things, I do tell Eloquin about what's happening there during
Yep.
that time.
I
Or
won't.
before that.
I will not respond as Eloquin simply because, but you do tell him. That is good to know. Okay. You guys have about 4 more days left on your journey. Is there anyone you wish to discuss with? By the way, during this time, Rasmira, you do meet another couple of individuals. You come across a wood elf by the name of Panan. She just bows, says hello, and then leaves. She seems very straightforward. You meet a very arrogant high elf by the name of Valentine. Noticeably about her, she has a very noticeable draconic arm. and black scales on her face, which look to be obsidian more than regular black. And
Strange.
okay, I'm not forgetting one. Captain Mir, you meet a War Genasi who is currently the captain of this ship.
Okay. 3 weird people. My
6 weirder people.
Well, all the weird people. I'm staying in Keisona's room.
Yep. Kevin, do you wish to talk to anyone other than Eloquent with the 4 remaining days?
I would like to talk to Valentine for a bit, because I haven't really gotten a chance to actually
Okay.
do that.
You guys are hanging out on the deck one day. This is about, I would say this is on the day after.
Oh, Valentine. How's things been faring for the past few days?
Fine. I'm not a big fan of waiting.
Or I can't blame you either. I'd rather not be on the ship for any longer and be able to go up there and kick Thulin's butt. That and Dimitri.
I am not in a
Without-
rush. I am not in a rush to get this. I'm not in a rush to get this done. When I get back, I have to go back to the bar.
All right, the bar.
Go get
Well,
her
girl.
ass whipped.
If you'd
by
like,
Bellfire.
depending on how things go, I do plan on going out for a trip to visit to try and locate a family member or two. Would you want to come?
Roll me a persuasion. Fuck it. I got nothing better to do. I gotta figure out her accent again. I'm sorry. German.
That's
Okay, German. I got nothing better to do.
Great. We're gonna go and try to locate your uncle, and hopefully your aunt.
I am assuming that this is going to happen after whatever's supposed to happen in 3 months.
I'm gonna try to. It depends on how the rest of the world turns out.
As a reminder,
For all we know,
Kevin.
we may be buried.
As a reminder,
we may
Kevin.
be
You,
buried 6 feet underground.
as a reminder, Kevin, you do know that you are Belthorn is set to invade Odset 3 months based on the information from Eliza. So
Oh, yeah.
just yeah.
It just depend. It'll just depend, Valentine. That and I gotta bring Ellie along anyhow, and if we can.
The woman you
locate-
made pregnant, you want to take her on a journey that could be potentially dangerous.
Yes. She likes adventure anyhow.
She's pregnant.
You're
Dumb
an,
F.
you're an idiot.
Bro, in real life, when my sister got pregnant, she didn't do anything for like months.
To be,
Okay, but this isn't your sister. This is flippin' Ellie we're talking about
To
here.
be fair, it is within her character to do that. It's just more Kevin going along with it is the messed up part here. But moving on, that's not my place to say as DM. It's your child. She shrugs as she just walks back down below deck.
Well, that went better than speaking with Eloquent, I'd say.
Alrighty. Tythel, do you wish to talk to anyone for the, just during this time?
She will go knock on Resmira's door.
She opens the door and kind of peeks. Oh,
You
you.
s- May I come in for a second?
Of course. And she kind of just lets you in.
As you enter, Inej is flying around sniffing you, just like trying to get a read on you.
Oh, hi there.
Did you bring Anna or no?
for the sake of for now, I'd say no.
Okay.
I left her in Tydel's room.
Okay.
Inej, stop being rude. Come on.
It's quite all right.
She
Quite all
hops as you pat the bed, Rasmira, and Ash just turns around and immediately hops and sits on the bed, just looking up at you expectantly.
Good girl. And I give her pets. All the pets. Kitties,
I
crickets.
I'd like to apologize. I think that you and the rest of our group got off on the wrong foot.
Well, the lady with the red eyes kind of, she, seemed very threatening.
She's concerned about her friend, our friend.
The chaotic bird.
Yes, don't take this personally, knowing what little I know about you and what I know about her. I don't think you two would get along.
I don't blame her there. It's quite difficult for me to really get along with people. Being the way
It's
I
quite
am,
alright.
it's, yeah, just don't expect a lot from me. I'm
Type-
very
Yeah,
quiet.
Tythel, you wouldn't know she is a fallen Asmar. You met Kevin when he was a fallen Asmar, so you do recognize the characteristics of the race at this point.
You're like how my friend Kevin used to be. You know that?
He was a fallen.
At one point,
How did he get his back?
I wouldn't know.
You would actually not know.
I have no idea. She just looks at her with this like straight face.
He kind of just sighs.
If you were expecting something else, I apologize.
No, it's okay.
You seem to have a lot of connections with the gods. Why don't you ask them?
She tenses up a bit.
Okay, I think that's all the answer I needed.
And then she relaxes.
I see. So, you know the gods. You know a lot of your gods, I presume. I don't think they're quite like ours. She kind of trails off for a sec, and then she says, "But I assume that you're not on good terms with them."
You'd be surprised. The gods of my world, they, especially Nami, the creator, the god of creation there, she likes me. Everybody else is a coin flip. I have no idea.
Is there a reason you rolled that, Jacob?
Inej, no!
No,
Alright, keep going.
it's hunting season, boys.
Alright, keep
Anyways.
going.
And
God of creation.
she's okay. Don't take the title very seriously, because she's actually kind of laid back.
If it make-
Tythel,
if it
roll me
make-
a religion check for real quick. I'll get into a thing in a second, but yeah.
Okay.
Just,
My luck is gone.
I was gonna say,
Alaka Swift.
don't worry about it then. Don't worry about it.
What?
Don't worry about it. You got a 6, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, she's actually very laid back, and
Well, it's. Do you converse with her a lot?
unsure.
Well, then she sounds similar to our god of creation.
And who that may be.
I don't think you'd even hear me if I told you.
Well, let's
It-
try.
It's complicated.
Do you say the name or not?
He goes by Arcane.
Rasmira, you hear that?
Arcane.
Her Tydel's raises her brows. She goes, "Wait, you heard me?"
I swear I didn't go deaf. I heard you.
That's weird.
Roll me a another. I'm gonna go with Arcana check here.
Arcana check.
Yeah.
God, my
Nope. These aren't what
Wow,
you're
a
specialized
4
in,
and a
dude.
3.
You only have a 2 modifier, so it makes sense.
But still, a 4 and a 3. Then
You
they could only
don't
go
know.
so far with those.
You don't. You're not. Yeah. Tythel.
But I do
not
know.
sure.
But I do know that every time we've tried to tell other
And you,
people,
yes,
we hear the name.
exactly.
I don't know why, but well, I think I know why. But whenever we try to tell people here that name, they don't hear it. Almost like we're not telling them.
It sounds like magic to me.
Well, I know it's magic, but I don't know why.
Okay. Arcane. What is so he or it, they, whatever,
He.
he is the god of creation.
The
Oh,
god
actually,
of
Rasmira,
magic.
roll me a history check. By the way, I almost forgot. Thank God for my. Yeah, that name actually.
15.
You remember it was not that high of a check considering it was a yeah. You remember that Isabel mentioned that her patron had the same name.
Wait, Arcane. She's kind of just tapping her lip.
What is it?
It sounds familiar. I had an acquaintance that had a patron by the name of Arcane.
Did she ever describe him at all, or?
She never did.
No. All I know is that she had her magical abilities because of her patron.
She crosses her arms and tries to think about it herself. She goes, "Well, I don't know if it's the same one as ours, but if she looks at Esmeralda and with a serious look and says, if he is, that means that he really is and you're assuming you're from another world with different gods, then Arcane really is the god of, well, raise her brows, everything."
But why isn't other people able to hear his name?
I would know that
You
Arcane
would.
was the one.
Yes.
I know who caused it. I just don't know the main reason why he caused it.
Who caused it?
Alright, he goes by Arkham Seagazer. You probably wouldn't know him.
You see her tense up.
She sighs. So you've met him.
Yes, I have.
How did you meet him? You're from another world.
Okay. By what Gerek has told me, there was a switch somewhere. And I think you lot are the ones that he met.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That was when we fought Thanalis, wasn't it?
Yeah. And
So that's how you know him.
yeah, he wanted my assistance. She says saltily. It doesn't feel right coming out of of her mouth.
I get it.
And when I denied um, his request, he tried to grab me, but we escaped.
He tried to grab you?
He wanted me for something. I don't know what, but he wanted me for something.
Well, knowing someone like him, we know it's not good.
Hmm.
Well, you being here only poses more problems. Problems, should something arise.
You calling me a problem?
Don't take that the wrong way.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, I'm a lot of people's problem, but I will try not to slow you guys down.
We're not worried that you'll slow us down. We're worried that you'll attract the attention of unwanted people.
I'll try to stay on the low.
You just do what you can.
As far as I know, I cannot be scryed on, and I kind of pull out the amulet.
Okay, that's useful.
So through scrying methods, they cannot track me. I should be okay.
Okay, well, thank you for the reassurance. So let me ask you this: how exactly do you know Garrick? Besides just, I assume you're just friends.
Assuming that Rasmir's face goes red, roll me an insight with advantage versus a deception.
She's blushing.
Hey, you said an insight.
With advantage, and Rasmir a deception.
20. Soft 20.
If you are trying it, ain't so what's the highest. And the only reason why I say yeah, no, that's why. Well, I mean that, but also the fact that Rasmira is notoriously bad at.
She's very bad at this.
Yes, is notoriously bad when her emotions are.
This has been proven.
Yeah, so Tythel, you get a feeling they're a little more, like she's clearly flustered, so. Or no.
Tydal takes a step. Tydal smiles, takes a step forward, and puts her hand on Resmir's shoulder. It's quite all right. I won't tell.
Thank you. He used to be my general, and after the war,
Oh, war.
You did go into that world in the war, so you would know about that.
Oh yeah. Never mind then.
After a whirl.
After the war, we took it easy for the next couple of years.
Couple
And
years?
About 5.
Yeah. So Alex, I assume that that 5 years has not passed on this.
Roll me an Arcana check.
God. Oh my.
Dude, it was a DC.
Dude,
it was a high
stay
DC.
Here, if I stay here a week and a half or 2 weeks, it would be more than that in the other world.
Or less.
Depends. It's been 5 years.
Time is weird. That's the best you can get with that roll.
Weird.
And also,
I'm not gonna question it.
And also, okay, so let me explain your thought process. You think, okay, so is she from the future? But what if she is in the present, where the present should be, and we're in the past, and your just brain hurts going back and forth in that temporal circle.
You know what? You can see that Tythel is like straining a little bit, trying to understand what's going on. She puts her hands up. She's like, no. You know what? I'm not gonna question it.
I was gonna say, since we're in 2 different worlds, it's plausible that times are different.
Yeah, Grasmira, you have a better understanding of this simply because you and Gira kept seeing this bullshit firsthand.
Yeah.
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 Gorge. Place travel. Gorge.
Anyways.
Well, yeah, it's very plausible.
Like I said, I'm not gonna question it. So you met our group. Who were we replaced with when we went over to your world?
For the sake of brevity, because I have this off, do you want to explain, Alice, or for the sake of brevity, I can literally just say who, because I actually remember who.
You can say that. Yeah. Go ahead.
Ellerin Marlowe, who when he was a Luxodon,
I'm not a dick.
And
Korvac.
herself and Korvac, a Black Dragonborn.
Mhm.
They seem nice. They sound nice. Are they?
Okay. My brother could be a dick, so can Elodin. Marlo, he was actually quite nice. And things have changed for him.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. But my biggest concerns right now are for Elodin and my brother.
What do you mean?
Shit happened in the other world.
Hmm.
Last I remember, I was in a cell. I was put under arrest, suspecting of murder, along with Gerek. And oh shit, he's there too.
Oh. I've seen it. I've seen him in action. He'll get out. I say that not knowing what's really gonna happen.
Well-
I don't know about that.
Not knowing because
If I am here-
territory. It's new.
If I'm here and if your bird friend, what's her name?
K Sona.
Okay, if Kaysona is over there, how trustworthy is she?
You see Tedal's face tense up and just like slowly just look away.
Okay, not at all. I get it. She kind of just puts both her hands on her face.
As a reminder, the last memory you had before you were taken was also when Lucius visited too. So not to stoke this flame, but
Whoa, Lucius is there. Right.
Dick of a father and his mother's
You see Tedal do a Picard face.
as you're and I just like nuzzles up to you, Resmira, as you're kind of realizing this, trying to comfort you.
And she goes and starts petting her again.
Ooh.
Oh gods, have mercy on both their souls.
Whose souls?
K-Sona's and Garrick's, if that's the case.
You have no idea who Lucius or his mother are, so you have no
No,
context.
but knowing K-Sona's there with
Yeah.
Garrick.
Mm. Alrighty.
Okay.
Anyways, just wanted
Meanwhile-
to talk for a moment. I'm
Meanwhile,
I'm gonna
Over in
go.
Sid-
like the
Sidria.
stealing happens.
Well, I'm gonna go and bury my face in my pillow, knowing that K-Sona is. She doesn't even finish with a word. She just groans as she starts to leave.
It sounds like she was a real pain in your side. That is not reassuring.
She just closes the door.
Yeah, alright. The next 5 days go by, very uneventful. Some feelings of dread, notably Resmira. When you sleep during the third day, you have quick flashes of a nightmare of Oramis, Cassandra, and Lucius. You wake up in a cold sweat, and it is cold as the closer you get, as the days lessen on the arrival, the air around you gets cold. On the fourth day, there is no more sunlight. It's just dark clouds overhead, akin to a thunderstorm, yet some light snow, but no massive blizzard as what you would expect for clouds of the quantity. Eventually, on the fifth day, you guys arrive at... One second, let me get my notes. At a town known as Darkwell. You guys make it to dock. Mir pays the port official. The town itself looks very simple, predominantly human. You don't really see any other races. Maybe you get a glimpse of a half-elf, but that's it. It's snowing. Enough that it's everywhere, and darkness has not left. You have not seen the sun in a day. Notably, the homes are very, very poor condition. Not as in they are a refuge, but the closest thing to it. Made out of stone, there are no windows, and the doors are wooden, but they're very old and rotted. If you walk across the town, Panan will offer to lead you to her monastery, which you do not see yet, but the town itself doesn't appear to be very advanced, not very, very unlike Odenstead, nothing grand, and in the atmosphere there's a semblance of pain, regret, and emptiness.
I don't like this place.
It gives off a very, very sickening feeling.
It's very unsettling.
Notably, if you guys stop at any shops, there aren't any... actually, you know what? Roll me a perception. Everyone, roll me a perception.
Alright, might as well.
18.
It
God,
wasn't a
I'm
high
really
check.
sure, but
It's fine, don't worry. At least you're not in combat. Yeah, Kevin, are you going to roll? Oh, he's on permagreen.
He's
Uh-oh.
permagreen!
I'll roll for him.
Jacob!
Jacob, you're on permagreen.
Jacob, come back. You can blame it all on the net. Anyways, I am gonna roll that perception for Kevin. What did he roll? I can't see.
He rolled an 11.
Notably, so Kythel and Rasmir, you two notice this. There aren't any weapon shops or even like something as basic as a bow. What's more, when you look at smiths, they're not working on anything weapon-like. Rather, it appears to be more basic utilitarian nature. Rasmira, you even go as far to note the lack of any sort of jeweler or magical shop.
Is it
What do you
just
see?
me? I don't see the smiths making any tools. They're not making any weapons for the people, and where I'm from, it's usually this atmosphere, except without all the gloom, and full of magical shops, and there's none here.
I don't think that's... I can assume that that's not on accident. There's definitely something going on here.
What are we exactly?
You're in Thuland, Pinon pipes up. This is the law of the land. Emperor Thul decrees it that knowledge is only in the hands of the worthy. Therefore, the people are deprived of knowledge and of the means of defending themselves. No weapons means no rebellion. No knowledge means no one can learn magic unless he deems them worthy. Absolute control in a dead land.
This place seems dead.
Soulless bastard.
My monastery is on the outskirts of town. If you will follow me.
Tythel follows.
As you follow, you guys enter the forest. Notably, with your passives, wildlife is very scarce. It's disheartening how dead this feels. Occasionally you see maybe a squirrel, but nowhere near what should be in a land like this, even accounting for the snow.
even the forest.
As you manage to get up, you find this monastery built of stone, bigger, not run down, but it doesn't look very lively. It's here, but it's hard to get a read as the building itself looks so unimposing. It's only a two-story building. It doesn't look like it's in its decay, but it doesn't look like it's thriving. It's a pale comparison to the monastery of the Tao Xian that you saw in Alamari, Rasmira, or any monasteries you have all seen in Odinstead.
This place looks very sad.
So far, this whole kingdom is looking sad.
It is the way of life here. It is how the powerful remain in their seats.
Many lives are dealt with each and every day. Poor souls.
I am unaware.
I mean, I'm no paladin. God, I pray that their souls at least find some form of rest.
The monastery here is a haven for many in Thuland. I welcome you to the Monastery of the Faithless. We serve no one god here. All faiths are welcome. It is a place of rest and healing for those who have suffered too much in this land. As you enter the court doors, you notice that a few monks are tending to the cleaning of the courtyard and training yard. We have rooms to accommodate all of you, should you wish to prepare by gathering basic food supplies. I'm sure my master would also offer food. I can take you to them if you so desire, or I can go by myself. I do need to speak to them.
Maybe
I'll
go
come with you.
You two go.
Okay.
I'll stay here and see if I can help anyone who might be sick or injured.
Tythel and Rasmira, roll me a medicine check with advantage since one of you is helping the other. So one of you roll it.
What's your medicine modifier?
Ha ha ha! It's a 2.
Mine's a 3. So I'll try and roll it.
All right, go ahead.
20.
Tythel, you managed to help some of the sick who are suffering from the weather conditions. With Rasmira's help. However, you do notice some of the monks attending to them. Notably, in this instance, you see a... One second, I actually had things. A Firbolg of white hair who stands 7'2". Firbolg. 7'2", female, white hair, with very similar Thur. She was tending to this human male's wounds. He looks to be, like, in his teenage years. However, what you notice that is affecting most of the monastery is that most people are in a deep depression. They appear to be without cause and just without anything. The monks there are typically talking to them, akin to just someone who needs a person to listen to them. Some of them are talking, and stories are similar. Their children or parents die to conditions. Notably, several of them said that their family and friends were taken by law due to the eloquent tribute.
This is terrible.
She just
After
whispers to herself.
Rasmira, for you, it's haunting because you yourself have been in similar situations, so it is a reminder of who you were to a certain degree.
Can I excuse myself for a bit, Tythel?
Go ahead. I'll see if I can tend to others' wounds.
Thank you.
Do you do anything while you were by yourself, Rasmira?
I'm just going to open my journal
Okay.
and start sketching.
Roll me a deck check with advantage. Or performance. You know, performance. I think performance is better.
Performance.
Yeah, I think that's... 14?
14.
What are you trying to sketch?
I'm just trying to sketch the monastery because this is my journal.
You get a rough sketch of it. It's nothing great, but you're more trying to... It's less about trying to sketch it and more trying to push out some of the thoughts entering your head. After about an hour or two, Panan and Eloquent emerge, and that I am going to write down. Need to do that later, because that was going to be a conversation. Panan comes up to all of you. The Master wishes to speak with you.
Tytha will go over to wherever the Master is, or just follow Panan.
Follow Panan, yeah. Resmira, do you talk as well? Or do you go as well?
Do you guys need me there?
Maybe it's best you come with us.
She requested all of you. And speaking of which, Kevin, what did you do in those 2 hours? I'm sorry, just...
Oh, I had followed with the master guy.
Oh.
You had followed Panan to go with the Master.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said Eloquin. You were told to wait
If
outside.
they'd rather have me...
You were told to wait
they'd rather have
outside.
me-
You were told to wait outside. That was a private conversation between Panan, Eloquin, and the Master.
Oh.
Okay.
So you have 2 hours to do something. Sorry, I did not mean to skip you.
Can I go up there and help attend the sickly? Because I have a 4 in medicine.
With Tactile's role, she did the best she could. It wasn't that high of a check to begin with. Oh, again, most of them are not really sick, as opposed to more depressed and a feeling of emptiness. So you could, but I'm just gonna say in meta, it won't do much.
Okay, well then...
You can explore the monastery if you so desire.
What the fuck?
I'd like to see if I can find any more information in terms of the capital, if they have any there.
Roll me an investigation. Natural 20. Okay,
20.
you did something that I
Wow,
don't think
like
would...
a man.
Kevin, you're instructed to a dwarf towards the northern part of the monastery, completely like the other side of the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
As you knock on his door, "Hey, who is it?" "Well, aren't you gonna say something?"
Kevin, are you?
Hold
are
on.
you,
Hold
are
on.
you good? I was about to say, are you eating or something?
Please don't do that at the
I was
mic.
chewing on some ice.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, don't do that at the mic. But anyways,
It's just a traveler that's wanting to get some information on some things.
information, eh? Are you with that fucking bunny bastard in the capital? Because if so, you can rightly go fuck off.
No, I just want to get information
Persuasion.
about those bony fuckers inside. Hold on, inside the capital.
Persuasion.
Oh!
I was going to say with advantage.
Yeah!
I'll be right back.
Considering you get... He unlocks his door. "Hey, come in, lad, come in." Notably, he is more upbeat. "Alrighty. So, we got another potential customer. I sell information, then I sell illegal goods. Well, illegal in these parts.
One, you seem very, very too upbeat for this kind of stuff. Second, how much does it cost for information?
Depends on the information you're after, lad. By the way, as he opens, you notice that it's a bald dwarf with a mighty beard. He stands about 3'1", very stout but very buff. He has a pipe in his mouth. But depends on the information. By the looks of you, you are a newcomer, which is good for business.
Alright, and what are your prices then for information?
It depends on what you're looking for, laddie. Now, what are you looking for?
I lean into it, I'm looking for any information you got on Emperor Thulin. And
Thul,
someone
Emperor
like
Thul.
me with Dimitri.
Ah, now that will run you
Cars,
quite...
possessions, men,
Ah, now.
everything.
That will run you quite a bit of money. Information from the capital doesn't come cheap, and not without bodies, but hey, less on the payroll. And if they get me that information
Alright.
anyways, I'm going, 3,000 gold. 3,000.
How about this and other town's freedom?
Kid, freedom isn't good for business. The press fucks who want revenge and will die trying and they'll have no need for their gold are 3,000.
I tried to talk him down. the
Persuasion.
price.
What's your counteroffer?
That's a good question.
That will determine the DC on this.
$1,650 gold.
Roll a persuasion. It's gonna be a high DC. You're trying to get half. You're trying to get almost half of. 2,000. Not the gold less.
I don't suppose there's any other offers I could do instead of gold.
If you have something that's as valuable.
I can't believe I'm saying this. Name your price.
Any items that are rare to this instance, or any information that I can make quite a mint off of.
What kind of information are you looking for?
Well, any kind of secret. Anything that's valuable to sell, especially if people are asking about it. The more rare the information, the more it's worth. Of course, if you have any items that might be worth a mint or two. By the way, Kevin, as a reminder, you do have that adamantine bracer.
That's my bracer, though.
As a reminder, adamantine is a very rare metal in this world.
Yeah. Thought it could give you... Give me just a moment.
Time is money, lad.
Of course. I'd like to go ask, I'd like to go ask Tythel for a little bit of money.
How much money do you need?
I need just 400 gold, mate.
I'll be kind. Let you have some left over. Take 8. And save the others for later.
Cunt.
What's that for?
Moving on. Kevin, you get 408 gold from Tythel.
No, I said 800. I meant 800 gold. Save the other 400 for later. But that's all I'm giving you.
Okay. So I go over and I give him 2,000 gold exactly.
Aye, now, as your question, where Emperor Thul is obviously the leader of this profitable place, and his right-hand advisor is Lord Demetrius. No one knows where he came from, but everyone who has met him has always come out with yellow trousers, if you catch my drift. Now, as for his guards, it was very hard to get this information. I lost so many men who I don't have to pay anymore. he typically keeps vampires as his guards, not his spawns, actual vampires.
Oh fuck a duck.
Those are his royals. Now, he does keep spawn and a bit of revenants for security, but that capital is basically abandoned. Ever since the eloquent tributes, no one has heard a word other than from our glorious emperor. Our glorious Scottish. Our glorious emperor.
I don't suppose there's been any reports of troops coming in or out.
Now, lad, that's not what you paid for. You asked me what they were? I told you what they were.
I'm not giving you any more money, dude.
And I'm not letting you
No, I
rob
know.
and I'm not letting you rob characters when they're not here.
Eloquent!
I have money, but I doubt it.
Just
You
go.
could
I did.
always have
Oh, I didn't.
powder, it's just intimidate, but I'm not gonna do that.
I'm not having that either. And also, whatever your money is in Styria,
It
because I
might
forgot
not
to
be
add
worth
that.
anything here.
It is for the sake of brevity. It is. Just.
Oh dang, because it's rare. Because it's literally.
It's just.
different
It's
money.
gold. It's gold, is what it is. Okay.
Yeah. I have platinum pieces too.
Yep. But anyways, now, if you want that bit of information, that's gonna cost you about 1,500 gold. Or you can take a look at my wares.
This guy wants all your money.
What in any particular?
Well, I got this breastplate, pretty good make, as well as some
Hold up.
decent.
Particular information from particular places are you looking for in exchange for that type of information, along with the defenses of the place?
Depends on what you have, lad. I can't exactly tell you what I'm looking for if I don't know what I want. Now, if you have some secrets that not many people know about, that increases the price.
I do have one, and got out of game. Probably putting a giant ass price on my head, but we need this. I don't know about a how do you say, secret workshop. Not know the location of it, but a workshop that's one of Arkham's right-hand people runs. Kinda enslaves them of the sorts. Might
So what
guess.
you're telling me is that Arkham is a terrible person. Not much of a secret.
Not Arkham, no. Arkham, I bet, doesn't even know about this place.
And you have any proof about this?
Hmm. Not in, well, somewhat.
So all
More
you
so of rumors.
rumors
The
aren't
School
information.
of Magic. The School of Magic that they have there are acting, well, more so the headmistress is acting quite suspicious.
So what you're telling me is that Arkham's closest advisors are also bad people. I don't think you know what the secret is, laddie.
Hmm.
If you have nothing that you can prove, then I suggest you take your quote-unquote little cutie baby secrets out my door.
You know what? How about a trade? Alright? A magical dog that can shapeshift into a
You cannot give up
wolf in exchange
Bridget.
for- Come on, man!
Like, dude, way to be an
You-
asshole.
You have
Trying
it.
to-
Also,
She can
Bridget,
teleport. I can rob him of robbing me of him.
he knows what a blink dog is, you idiot. He's not an idiot.
Dude, you're such an asshole. You're so willing to give up Bridget.
As opposed to that adamantine bracer, which you have not used.
Yeah, but that shit's rare.
Which is why it's valuable.
Don't want to give up that.
Have
And
you even
see-
used it? Do you remember what it does?
Because I think everyone else here does, but except you.
You don't. Jacob?
I know what
Isn't
it
it
does.
supposed to increase your stealth?
Nope.
No.
Jacob, that's mithril. Adamantine's different, and that's for the armor set. This bracer does something else that's unique. But, I'm just saying, if you want information about this guy, that's probably your only item of value, because that actually is very valuable. Tick. Alright, we don't use the T word here, lest they show up. But, time is going on, laddie. If you have nothing worthwhile to trade me that you're not trying to scam me with, like a blink dog, I suggest you take your business elsewhere.
Pardon, will these do? I'll give them the fucking
Bracer.
bracers.
Bracer, singular one.
Oh, bracer,
Adamantine!
don't care.
Now we're talking. You know how much I can sell to this for a dumbass kid wanting to avenge his family? Oh my god!
Yeah. Alright, information. Is it rare enough or not?
It's worth that, and he holds out one of his items, one of my illustrious items. Now, as for troop movement, there have not been any troops, but there have been an increased amount of, shall we call them, guests, ranging from young to elderly. See, the transports seem random, but each one is designed to carry a specific type. Some carry children, some carry elderly, some carry just women. But they all come and go from the same place, methodically. No one ever sees them again. But as for your other request, have a look. As you look in his room, you notice decently made breastplate, as well as some seemingly simple weapons and a bow staff on a pedestal.
And for what does that do?
Which one are you pointing at?
The hat.
You mean the bow staff?
Yeah.
He picks up. Now this is really good. So let's say you're some pathetic child who just lost mommy and daddy. Oh no, the undead killed them. And you want revenge and have all this gold. Well, come to Gunther's and I will give you this stuff. And he taps on the ground and the top and bottom in flames. Become inflamed. Undead do not like fire. So this little kid's like, oh, thank you, Gunther. I can now kill these undead. I'm like, yeah. And then I count down from 5. Metaphorically, of course. And then I wind up finding a staff and a dead kid.
Right. What about the other quote-unquote illustrious items?
Well, these weapons are all coated in a substance that allows them to become inflamed. And this, he pokes on the armor, on the breastplate, is just a really good set of breastplate.
Helicord of a breastplate. Is there any? There's obviously gotta be a trick to it.
You're welcome to inspect it, laddie. Roll me an investigation
Oh,
check.
I fucking am.
It's +1. It's Mastercraft breastplate armor.
Alright, I'll take the breastplate.
Pleasure doing business with you, laddie. As he shakes your hand and flips the adamantine bracer in his hand. Holy! So many people will want this. This is like 20,000 gold tops.
I close the door.
Yep.
I swear to God, if I ever see that Renegade when I get the chance to, I'm gonna beat his ass.
I can hear you, laddie. It's called whispering.
Yeah. Go fuck yourself. I'll return back to the group.
All right. At this point, you guys are summoned to meet with the master of this monastery.
Let's see, I can't actually wear breastplate.
Yeah, you can. Remember, you got that medium armor master.
Yeah. Oh, finally, I can actually use
That would have been absolutely hilarious if you could, if you wasted your adamantine bracers for armor you couldn't even wear. Oh, that would have been a nice laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, Alex is out of roll 20.
My GM account, because fun fact, using Roll20 on anything other than Firefox on my computer is a nightmare. Anyways,
How much?
That would-
How much does the AC gets increased with?
+1. It's Mastercraft, so it's a +1.
That was just mass. Oh.
It's just a +1 breastplate.
Woo,
That's
I
better
got
than what you had, though, especially considering your medium. I believe you have medium armor master as a feat. Could you confirm that for
Yeah,
me?
I did.
Okay,
I have
so
medium
you're
medium armor.
so you have no disadvantage on your stealth checks, and whatever the modifier is with the AC with your dex, it's normally a 2. It can be increased to a 3. So your breastplate with your +1 gives you a. One second, I gotta actually Google the stats for this.
17.
You wear medium. What are you at?
A 17. You have a 17 AC now as Kevin.
God damn it! That's what I had beforehand. No. Wow.
Wait, how?
So I got rid of those
How?
flipping.
No, wait. No, 18. It's 18 because it's a 14 +2 +2 because 1 for the Mastercraft and 1 for the feat, so it's an 18. It is an 18.
About to say I shouldn't have a 17 because that's what I had.
No, you're
So I just
right.
did
You
all
are right.
that just
Yeah, you have a 17, and because it's Mastercraft, it is an 18. So you do have an 18 AC now. You guys... Yeah, it's hard to hit you now. You guys are brought to these very big yet very simple doors. And they open. Led by Panan, you enter this room made of tiles. In the back, there is how to phrase this? A flame pit. However, the flames are of a purple color, notably. And sitting in a resting meditative position in front of the flames is a hooded individual you cannot see yet. Master, I have brought the people you requested. The figure stands up. As you notice it standing up, let me get the description for this person. And I'm going to show you the image in a sec, but I want to describe them first. They have a very slender physique. Their robes are hard to tell based on the light, even with dark vision, with the contrast of the flames. One second, where is... countries... Their robes are a blue color, and you would almost mistake the figure to be a woman, which is especially true when they turn around, as they stand 6'6" 6'6" tall, and as they turn around, you see this woman, or this figure, not woman. They appear to be wearing a porcelain mask, with very light robes, no hair. As you look down to their neck,
Did you post the picture? Or?
it's in the game, dude.
It's there.
Oh.
Look, yeah, we're looking at Roll20. You would think that the porcelain mask is just that of a mask, but as you look down towards the neck, you notice the porcelain continues down onto their body, as far as you can see. I want everyone to roll me a perception.
12.
Kevin, this is a construct, a Warforged.
Natural 20.
Yeah, Tythel, same conclusion. This is a Warforged. Though you've never seen one of porcelain make. Normally they're made out of metal. An odd detail.
Interesting.
Very.
Welcome, Tythel, daughter of Carrigan. Kevin, son of Jonathan. Rasmira.
Hold up.
Hold up.
Hold up.
You know who my father is.
As do I know your mother. 1 second, let me get the name up, because DM has so many notes that it's so many stupid notes. As I know your mother, Liliana.
His eyes kind of just widen a little bit.
As I know your pet, Bridget, in this lifetime, though gone by many names and by many forms.
How do you know us?
I know what was, what is, and what can be.
My correction.
How do you know me?
You are a curiosity. I know not much about you, yet only your name that I only learned but a few days ago. 5, if I am correct. Notably, Rasmira 5 days ago is exactly when you showed up.
I'm gonna come out and take a whim here.
Boozled as fuck.
That you're a god of some sort.
Incorrect. I am no deity.
But how do you know so much about us?
I know what was,
And just who
what
are you
is.
to begin with?
To answer your first question, well, what you vocally asked to be your first, I know what it was, what is, and have an idea of what can be. I am simply known as Talk, master of this monastery.
I lean into Tythel. She's scaring me.
I feel like a lot of things scare you.
I am not one that needs to be afraid of, nor am I one that should be loved. I am simply what I am. That is all.
Master Talk, if I might ask later on, after we're done here, if I might ask you a couple of questions.
You may ask the question, but you may not receive the answer, if it is not your time to know it. If you are, though, what can be is that you wish to know more about your lineage, about Jonathan and Liliana. That is not for me to give you. Not now.
Not exactly. More so their location, if anything.
I cannot give that to you, for it's not your time to know.
So why did you summon us?
You all have a part to play in the changing of this land. What can be is the freedom of this land, or the destruction of all life in this world. I see what can be, and what can be is extreme light or extreme darkness. A revelation and a revolution that can guide the people of this nation for years to come, or you will be the architects of the world's destruction should you fail. More than that, I am curious to meet the champion of Yui, as well as the freer of dragons, as I am curious to meet one who has obtained the trust and loyalty of a god's companion, as well as a champion of the gods, and a woman of tortured past and unknown future. She was looking at Ziola notably when she said that.
So you're here, you just wanted us for interest reasons?
I know what was and what is, yet knowing what is not the same as understanding what is, nor is it understanding what was. I do not understand your feelings to your father, for example. Present, from his perspective, what was and what is, and from yours, what was and what is. Just as I am curious as to the Azamar's dedication to a family he not knows. Tell me, what do you plan to do here?
We're going to kill Thule.
And after? Do you know how do you plan on killing him?
I don't know.
This land has been ravished by the consequences of your group. In destroying the phylactery, Eloquin managed to make Thule vulnerable. A great deed, yet consequence follows any deed, good or bad. And now the land is plagued by the Eloquin tribute. I ask what your intentions are because what can be is not what is. Therefore, what can be changes, depending on your decision. Do you seek to stop the Eloquent tribute by killing Thule himself, or by liberating town after town? Once in towns, do you plan to only do a handful, or do you plan to free an entire nation? Do you plan on leaving Demetrius in power, or do you plan on killing him too?
She has nothing to say. She doesn't know what to say.
No answer is better than an answer. No answer leaves the possibility open for many solutions. No matter what you do, there will be consequence. You cannot change what was, but you can only accept what is and what can be.
So, what now?
That is for you to decide. What now is what will be if you choose it. So, what do you wish to be?
I'm trying to think of the right word to say, so give me a sec.
As Scythel is silent, you seem wary, Azamar of another world.
She kind of shrinks a little.
I need not be feared nor loved. I am simply what is. If it comforts you, I know not entirely what you are. You are a rarity in my existence. Something I do not know and I do not understand.
And that is what?
A woman of pain. Oh, a being who has suffered, but also triumphed. Yet there is more that I cannot see. I do not know exactly who you are, only a name and emotion. That is all.
Then let it stay that way.
For my sake, or your own?
This is what I know for it all.
You fear yourself. Interesting. I'm beginning to know. Yet I still do not understand. You are permitted to stay within the monastery. It is our policy that we do not turn down those who have lost faith, be it in the realm of the gods or the realm of mortals. You are free to stay as long as you like. Basic food and hygienic supplies will be provided for you for your stay, but no longer than your stay. You may leave. She points to you, Kevin. You may ask me those questions in private, should you desire. Do you guys leave?
Yeah.
Tydo leaves.
Yes.
Kevin!
Kevin also leaves.
Oh, you're not going to stay in private to ask those questions? She offered
There's
you.
no point. She's not gonna tell me, so there's no point in staying.
You could try. I mean,
can
you
try.
don't know.
You could try.
Well, here's the thing. Is that I kind of did when I mentioned the locations. She said that I'm not ready to know yet.
Just because she
And
didn't give you
Kevin
specifics. Just because you
hold on.
Just because. Okay,
Hold-
okay.
Hold on.
Mhm.
Also, with that, Kevin wouldn't exactly want to ask her about any particular questions about his family. Anyways, he'd rather go and ask his parents themselves if he can.
Just because you don't get the answer you want doesn't mean you don't get an answer.
You won't get an answer.
You'll get a answer, just not the one you're expecting. It's up to you.
Fine. Sure. We'll see
Okay.
what happens.
Okay? As they leave, Kevin, you remain alone with Talk. Ask away, child.
Alright, I guess for starters, what all do you know about my family?
Everything that was and everything that is.
What about the... Well,
What about you, cut out?
I'm trying to think of a question to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
I'm not even going to dignify that with telling chat, but anyways. I cannot give you where they are, but I can give you a glimpse of what they were and where, but I can give you a glimpse of what was and what is, if you desire it.
Sure. It's not like I'm gonna get anywhere with the cryptic answers and stuff like that. So, whatever, sure. If you'd want to, by all means.
It is not what I want. I do not want. I simply observe and express curiosity at understanding. What will be is up to you. Do you want to know what was and is?
Sure. Some answers, I guess, are better than none.
What was love. A child. What was separation, pain. What was no longer is what was for one. One is unaware of what was, instead forced to live a new reality, a fantasy to hide what was. What was is a broken man, desperate to restore reality where fantasy lies. What is the fantasy, and what is the broken man in an endless pursuit of what was. You could try and insight that. If out of yeah. 15? Obviously something happened to your family. The fantasy could be some kind of charm effect. A broken man could refer to your father, Jonathan, as you've just learned. Beyond that, it's hard to tell with her vernaculars. I cannot give you more than that, because it is not your time to know more than that. Instead of focusing on what will be, what can be, focus on what is in the immediate. You suffer tragedy, yet others suffer tragedy every day. They need you to be what is, rather than focusing on what can be. Do you understand, Kevin Putman?
Yes, I do. Though, I've got one more question for you.
She looks at you. You can't really tell where she's looking. Her eyes are basically black at this point. She doesn't really have traditional eyes, is what you would call them. Ask your question. Jacob?
There is something I noticed. From what I understood, that constructs are made of metal. Well, why are you made of porcelain?
It is what my creator designed me to be. What they sought to pursue in what they deemed logical. My creator is a being of great logic. They sought to create something that would go within the world of logic. Something that would go within time. To separate it from the other creations that were the domain of someone else she knew, they knew. They designed me not with metal, not with forge, but with porcelain, with gentle care. That is what I am. That is what I was, and that is what I will be.
I don't suppose I can learn of who your masters are.
I cannot learn. You cannot learn what you already know. Roll me a religion check.
Oh, well, shit.
You don't seem to recall, but this does have some stuff to do with godly bullshit. You know that much, but you can't seem to recall which one.
Hold on.
Kevin would not know in-game, so if you figure it out of-game, good for you. I'll let you re-roll that later, but for now.
No, I don't have anything that would allow me to remember more than a month's... Damn. Oh well.
Go now, Kevin Putman. Focus on what is, not what can be.
Yes, thank you. I'll try to give what you said some thought.
Okay. For
He
the
leaves.
for the remainder of the day, what do you guys do?
I'm going to my room and I'm gonna stay in my room.
Okay. Taithel, what do you do?
If is there anyone else that needs help, like with physical?
You did a good job. You did a good job.
Okay.
Actually, roll me a charisma check.
Charisma check. Okay.
Yeah.
I will try.
Ugh.
Hey, you don't have any DM's inspiration?
Let me see.
I feel like I gave you it a while ago. You might have used it.
I think I did. Fuck me. Yeah. no, I
You
have
don't. You feel the physical, but you don't help mend the spiritual. Roll me another medicine check if you're going to help people in that regard. If you're trying to help raise people's spirits, I'll allow you to do another charisma check. That was for what you did. Now let's see what you are doing.
I'm gonna try and comfort people
Okay.
if they're depressed.
Okay.
I'll try one more time.
17.
17.
You lend a sympathetic ear. You let them express their sorrow, their rage, and their guilt. You can only get to like 2 people at a time, and while the process of healing is not complete, you have helped 2 people begin the process of healing. Kevin, what do you do with the remainder of the time before night?
There's nothing he really can do, or
Okay.
really anything to talk about. I guess yeah,
Okay.
he would go talk to Razmir, but knows that she's wanting her space, so he's just not gonna go do anything.
You can
He's
come
gonna
talk to
stand for
her.
it.
You
Okay,
can.
well then he's gonna come
Okay.
talk to you.
You
Razmira?
can talk to her.
You
I'm
hear
not gonna
an-
shoo you
You
away.
you hear a knock on the monastery door.
She opens the door and peeks out.
You see Kevin. Go ahead.
Oh, you too. Hi, Kevin. What do
Hey
you want?
Razmira. I was just wanting to check in and see how you're doing, since, well, given the circumstances and everything else, and whatever the hell is going on in your world is probably some bullshit.
It is bullshit.
Much more bullshit than I'm sure I can imagine.
But if you came to see how I'm doing, I'm going to be honest with you, I am stressed out.
I can't say as I blame you. I'd offer to help you not be stressed by taking about the town, but this place doesn't look anything too welcoming. Well, go to a bar, I mean.
I don't
Alcohol,
drink.
okay. Or tea, or anything, but I
You
don't
sound
think
good
we're
right
gonna
now.
get anything out of this town.
Notably, the monastery does serve tea.
Does what?
Serves tea. The monastery does serve tea.
Well, the monastery does serve tea, I suppose. Would you like me to go and fetch you a cup?
Please.
I
That
would
be
go
very
fetch her a cup.
appreciated.
As you do, Resmira, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Ah! No.
18?
Okay.
No difference, honestly.
Well, no, 2. You get a quick
Two.
flash of Oramus, but it goes away just as quickly as it appears.
I just closed the door again. Seer just abruptly close, and she just.
This is after
starts-
Kevin leaves. This is after Kevin leaves to fetch the tea.
She just abruptly closes the door and starts rubbing her eyes.
Kevin returns with the tea after a little bit. And Edge, during this time, is trying to nuzzle up to you to comfort you, because she's a good girl. She knows when her
She good
when her
girl.
mama, she knows when her mother is under duress.
Yeah. You just she's just petting an edge.
Yep. Kevin, you return. It's jasmine tea, is what they serve here.
Oh, good. Alright. I knock on the door again, but softly. Did I spook you again?
Shut up.
They didn't have a lot here, but they have jasmine tea, and I got you a cup.
Honestly, any tea works for me.
It's very delightful at the taste, both of you. It's very well made. It's clear that whoever made it took the time to make it.
Whoever
So-
made this bed.
I've heard tea does quite wonders along with booze, but I've only really seen the effects of booze given the area I go around to, so it's nice to see tea doing good works for people.
Mm. Alcohol tends to change people. I don't.
Oh,
Uh,
I can agree with that on so many levels.
yeah.
We had, well, to say the least, we had to ride the ship of a captain who was always drunk and oddly ever.
Meanwhile, in his AA meeting, or whatever D&D equivalent of AA meeting is, you did get him...
Or I tried helping him out and trying to see the light in things and telling him that he might want to go and seek some help considering his loss. Somehow, by some miracle, I was able to at least convince him to go and take a look around getting some help.
It's very hard to convince somebody out of an addiction.
Especially one that's fallen so deep in their own woes that they refuse to want to climb anywhere out.
Yeah. She sips her tea.
But, aside from that, I did want to ask you, if you don't mind, about you being an Azimuth, or
You would know she's a fallen, Jacob.
doesn't look so, or a fallen Azimuth to be exact. I didn't get the chance to ask you about that last time, but if you'd rather not talk about it, then I suppose I can take my leave at then.
It depends on the question. I don't know you too well, so I'm not gonna tell you everything.
And I don't know you too well either. So I quite understand where you're coming from with that, and I cannot say as I blame you. Well, I guess I could
What is the
start with
question, young man?
the basic. Exactly what god did you serve under? Or, I guess not serve under, worshipped?
As Azamar, you have a celestial parent who does serve a god.
Celestial parent that serves the god.
That's the typical thing, to be fair. Rasmira, you obviously never had that.
You are a much different case.
Yep.
I don't know who my real parents are. I was raised by dragons.
Oh,
Mhm.
interesting.
To clarify this a little bit, celestial parent
Interesting.
is a term of phrase. It's not your actual biological parent. It is the celestial who blessed your birth, thus making you Azamar. To give clarification there.
I don't know who they are.
Interesting. Okay, well, is there any particular god that you worship then?
I worship no god.
Huh.
I refuse.
Fallen Azimuth, that was an Azimuth, that doesn't...
Fallens, Jacob, considering what you are and the fact that you have studied your race, Fallen Azamars typically do not worship gods at all. Most of them feel very, very resentful for their for their lot in life. Typically, a Fallen Azamar happens when a person renounces their celestial parent. They can be redeemed, but it does require harder work. So most typically don't. You are a rarity among your race.
Well then, why did you give up being an Azamar?
I didn't give it up.
Oh?
It was
Or
taken
if you don't mind.
from.
His eyes kinda... He's surprised by that statement.
Kevin, as she says
Oh.
that, you are reminded of the Arcanoloff in your own robbery of what was yours.
His eyes goes from a little bit of being a little surprised to just depressed, sadness, and sympathy. That I see. I don't understand that feeling all too well. It's not a particularly fond feeling, but I guess it goes from person. It depends on person to person on how they feel on that.
Honestly, I'm on the fence whether I want it back or not.
Well,
If I've lived this long with how I am now, I can live the rest of my life this way.
I suppose anybody can live without any form of religion and whatnot. However, I think that's where I'll put a pin in terms of asking you about that. I feel as though if I press any further, I won't get anywhere, and it's probably really personal on what happened.
She's just sipping her tea.
Do you leave, Kevin?
I go ahead and stand up, and I look at her. Well, if you have any questions that you wish to ask me, then by all means, I'll be happy to ask, but I can see that you could use a bit of alone time. If you're ever in need of anything, just give me a call. With that, he goes and leaves.
And as he does, Rasmira, I need you to make another wisdom saving throw. This time you see Cassandra briefly appear in your mind before you snap back out.
She's actually getting very annoyed by this.
Hours go by. Eventually you all fall into sleep. Nothing happens, but Rasmira, you hear
Who is it?
one second, let me get my notes. The master wishes to speak with you.
Oh, fuck her off. Okay.
Thank you. My knuckles were, my fingers were hurting. Anyways, that was out of game. That was GM. That was out of game. As you open the door, you see this 7'6" Goliath, very bald, but in monk's clothing. The master wishes to speak with you.
What for?
It is not my quest to ascertain the master's intention, only to carry out her message.
Alright. And Edge, come.
She hops on your shoulder, Pikachu style, and you are escorted back to that chamber, where Talk is sitting in meditative stance next to the purple flames. In front of the purple flames. Tell me your story, child.
As in what? What story? What do you want to know?
Who are you?
To answer the question, I don't even know myself.
Because you are split.
And how do you know that?
I have certain insights onto what a creature is. You are the first I have met that not only do I not know, but does not feel whole. Parts of you missing. Emotions repressed, except for select ones.
As?
Extreme sadness, extreme depression. But within there is some semblance of resolution. Others are repressed. You take certain joys in life, but not to the extent that anyone could. Tell me your story. Not the music I was hoping for. One sec.
Ah,
Here we
that
go.
was that music.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, not anxiety.
One second. Tell
Fuck
me.
this shit. I'm out of here.
Okay. Yep.
Get it.
Yep. Tell me your story, child. What do you know?
And what if I don't want to tell?
Then you are free not to. I only seek to help. But I cannot do that without knowing. What were you before you became what you are?
I don't know exactly what I was. But it is suspected that I used to be a person of great power.
A deity, in a sense.
Something of the sort.
She stands up. I am the creation of Inara, goddess of logic. I am not deity. I am no deity, nor am I half deity, but I am given insight. If you were a deity, it explains what you are now. She walks up to you.
She steps away.
She stops. You need not be afraid. I offer no false promises, nor malintent. She begins to step forward again. Or they, my bad. They are construct, they aren't gendered. I cannot restore what you were, nor do I believe you want to be what you were. But I can help you on the journey to become something more.
By doing what?
I can help you begin the process. You will not be what was, but what can be is far beyond the restraints of what was, if you can accept what can be.
You're asking a lot from me.
I make no false promises. What I offer will hurt, but it will heal. The start of it, anyways. You are clouded, chained by what was. I can help you begin to break those chains. But you must have the will to seize it yourself. I cannot force this upon you. What do you say, Rasmira?
I wish to think about it. I'll give you my answer later.
It is your choice to make. And with that, she pulls out a watch and clicks it. The flames are frozen in place. Time was a part of my creator's domain. You now have all the time you desire to make your decision.
Asshole.
What I just miss?
Talks using the domain that her creator is a part of, froze time so that Rasmira could make her decision without wasting yours.
Oh.
Why are you hesitant? Is it fear?
My mom just invaded my room.
Okay. Yep. So, while she's doing that, what do you guys think of Talk?
Nice chap.
As a character, what do you think of her?
I think
Okay,
I get that it's supposed that she's. Oh, go back.
Okay.
go ahead.
You are.
You were saying
No, continue with your thing. Continue with your thing.
Yep. You are afraid, are you not? Of me? Of the situation? What do you fear? And
everything right now.
why?
I don't know exactly who or what I was, and I don't know if I want to be that person again. I'm in this world and different worlds that I was stuck in against my will.
Then you fear what could be because of what was. You fear the lack of control. I do not seek to restore what was. What was should never be what will. And it shall not so long as you desire to avoid being what was. Rather, what can be can be everything that was, is, and can. You are no longer what you were, nor will you ever be that. In my experience, mortals' memories and experiences changes them. Have you always been who you are in your existence as what you are now?
I'm not sure.
No, who never is. But what can be better than what was. But it will never be what was. She extends a hand. Let me help you. You can never move on from what was if you reject it. You can never be what is if you are concerned with what was. And nothing will ever be so long as you remain in what was. I heard a door open. I assumed something.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Sorry.
Yep. Take your time. So yeah, what were you saying, Richard?
I think I know I think it's a good character, like a good character. I just think and I know it's mainly because of I don't know logic. Hawk is being very vague with a couple things, but I think that's the whole point of it.
It is. It very much is because she helps, but she doesn't domineer. She advises, but she never makes decisions for. She simply is what they are. Simply what they are, and what they are is what they are. You know, they are meant to be this.
just with how many times you said as it is, as it will be, as it is, or as it used to be, like I was getting
Can
confused.
be.
I was like, huh?
What can be.
Yeah, it,
Yep,
it
that's the
takes a
point.
hot minute, but
Yeah.
I understand.
What does Rasmira do, by the way? What does she do?
After a moment of thought, she hesitantly takes her hand.
As she does, she pulls it back, and you see the flames move again. She is moving almost like a dance. And you watch as the purple flames surround you, and you hear these final words. You will see what you were made to be. Acknowledge it. Don't deny it, but don't accept it. Never betray who you are. You will face temptation, ideals that will remind you of your own. Look to the similarities. Do not blind yourself to the differences. Never betray who you are. You will experience what could be, filled with darkness and death. You will see guilt and failure, and you will act as judge and jury, and you will carry out judgment by force of your own will. Never betray who you are. You will see the greatest of your fears, your end and your beginning. You will fall into the deepest pits of despair. Do not deny it. Accept your feeling. Accept what was and embrace what can be. Never betray who you are. And with that, the purple flames surround you and disperse. And there's where we're going to take a break.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Okay, so it means we're gonna need a break for a sec.
Yep.
Oh god. This sounds like a brain fuck is gonna happen. Anyway.
I would like to preface this. Yeah, I'm going to preface this for everyone watching, like in the VOD or whatever. I ran everything I'm going to do by Jacob, as Rasmira is a character in his campaign. He approved of all of this. So I would like to say I'm not going behind his back and respected what the DM of this character's wishes in this regard. Now, with that said, you guys can go take care of whatever. I'm going to,
Aww.
Aww.
Yep.
I know, I'm jealous.
Orbs.
For people not wondering, yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna say because that's your private business, Richard. So I am not going to. I'm not
I
gonna say.
might as well say
It's up to
just
you.
for people in chat. My nephew.
No, it's stupid.
Fuck you. Okay.
Go ahead, tell
as
it,
I
man.
was saying,
It's great news.
my nephew came home today. He was born a month ago. They let him out of the hospital today. My mom and dad are over there right now. So.
That is, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyways, yeah, I've been playing this for a little bit.
Yeah. He always planned this shit.
Oh,
weeks
by the way,
ahead.
I'm going. If you need me to, Alice, I will message you what was said.
Please.
Okay. I will do that during the break. In the meantime, you guys get water. Do whatever you need to.
Yep. I'll be right back.
Get the fuck out of here!
Get out of here!
Get out of here!
What if I don't want to get out of here?
I'll kick your ass.
No, you can't. You don't got a hall pass.
What do you mean a
Bruh.
hall pass?
The only thing I need is kicking your ass, bro. Let me see that hall pass.
Shut up. I'm trying to focus on this.
Kick ass.
I really need to.
You just got you got promoted from lawn duty, bruh.
I need to play kindergarten with you people. Just stream that because Lord,
Please.
it's a game. It's a game, and by God, you'll either
It's really
really
good
love it.
game.
It's a really fun game, is what it is.
I called doing Nugget.
Nugget.
You'll understand context. 1 second. All right. That was the first thing they said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this will really be determined what you do here. I'm not gonna lie. I do try. Whenever I am given a chance to let a character go through development, I do try to make sure I do them justice. Like, Tythels was one I spent so long writing for, just to give insight. And this one, when Jacob told me about this, and I was like, I want to use Rasamir in my campaign because I was like, I want to do something here, but I was like, I'm not going to do it without your permission and your approval about everything.
Well, I feel like she's going to be going through a lot of development. So.
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Oof.
I gave you a guy, basically.
Yeah. Gaijo, what do you want? Hi, Bubs.
Alrighty, next. The downfall of writing this down physically.
You know, you could just copy paste unless you. Oh,
I
wait,
wrote
you
I
it in
wrote
your
down
book.
physically. Yeah, I wrote it
You
in that
wrote
journal.
it in a physical book. Huh?
Yep.
Ah.
Yep. Once I'm done with this, I'll continue with this stuff.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Go right ahead. Meanwhile, I'm going to attempt to eat my dinner because I literally have not touched it. I just don't feel hungry. I
Don't
haven't
eat
eaten
them.
at all.
Just eat a little bit if you haven't eaten yet. Yep. I'm on the last one, so, you know. Oh, man. I'm actually nervous about this. Am I alone? Shit, I'm alone.
No, I'm right here.
I'm just quiet.
All
I'm reading an
alone.
article.
All alone. All alone is me.
No, shut up. I'm just reading an article.
Jacob, he's ignoring our existence right now.
Oh, wait. Shit, then why aren't you
Is
ignoring
everyone
my
muted?
existence?
Damn
Damn.
it, everyone's fucking muted.
Because I'm
The
kind of
fuck?
nice, man.
Oh, hey, Richard.
But everybody's supposed to forget
Guys, you
and
there?
hate me.
No.
Hi,
We're there.
yes.
We're there.
Hi.
Hello, we can hear you.
Did they mute themselves? Did I mute myself? No, I'm not muted.
Oh my god, I
Is he
think
also
his hacking
ignoring
might
our
be broken.
existence?
You know what? I don't know, and I
First
don't care.
Alex, now Richard.
I don't care. At this
Dang,
point, I
that's
don't care.
cold.
Okay, I don't know if you guys can hear me. I'll put on my video. I'll wave.
We can't
See
hear
if
you.
can see me. Can you see
Don't,
me?
don't, dude. It slows down my stuff. It slows down my. Oh, yeah.
He can't hear you, mate.
Oh, you can hear me. Okay, I'll get out of video then.
Alrighty.
Okay.
It's okay. I lost my place. Okay, there we go.
All right, hang on. Let me here. Maybe this might work. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, I can hear you now.
Wait.
Accept your feelings.
Turn off the vid. Slows down the stream. Okay.
Was and embrace what can be. Are we all here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. As the flames disperse, Rasmira, you notice on your arms, an edge is gone and wrap chains around your plate have taken its place. However, you have very little time to regard that, as when you awaken, you come across a snowy tundra and you see a very familiar sword come at you. Instinctively, you block it, but you're pushed back 5 feet, and before you stands Oramus. This is the training grounds that you trained with him so long ago. Get up.
She gets up.
Sword at the ready.
She has her sword at. She pulls out her great sword.
And with that, he charges at you. Swinging, you parry, but each time you look at every strike reminds you of training of old. Your scars begin to hurt once more. Weakling, is that the best you can do? You are worthless! And with that, he swings the sword again, and as you block, you're knocked back another 5 feet and knocked flat on your back. What do you do?
She just goes ahead, stands back up, and tosses. She just leaves the blade on the ground.
Another. I always knew you were weak. Every strong part of you is because of me. You are nothing without that. Now pick up your blade. Don't deny. That's all you're good for.
I will refuse to pick up this blade.
With that, he kicks you down and steps over you. Roll me an insight. You're too blinded by the past, by the fear, to realize what's going on. So you deny the only useful part of you, the part that I molded. What are you without me? Nothing more than a sad excuse and a waste of food and resources. As he puts the blade to your throat. What do you do?
Maybe there's something else I could do.
Like what? All you're good for is a sword and a body to make sure the worthwhile people remain alive.
I just don't want to hurt any more people.
As you say, then you are weak. And by denying me, you deny your only worthwhile attributes in this world. And with that, he kicks you. You almost feel like your ribs are breaking. Roll me another insight check. This isn't
24.
you're really your father. Rather, the way he talks, the way he's acting is more what you totally believe him to be. Oramus is a cruel man, there was no doubt about that, but he was never as blatant to ever say anything like this. No, this is something else. What do you do?
Get off me.
Why? I'll always be a part of you. Why not? I'll always be on top.
That is never true. I will never be true.
So you deny me?
I will not deny the fact that you shaped me, but I know that you aren't you.
What more are you than what I made?
Right now, I could be weak. Right now, I might not be able to stand up against you in a fight, but I will always be better.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw with advantage. 16?
16.
That's honestly, this was the first tier, so that's fine. As he strikes a sword, you close your eyes and you become resolute. He's a part of you, but he is not you. He trained you, but you are more than that. And as you accept that reality, you feel the chains become lighter on your arms as when he swings down, he shatters into shards of ice and the world around you becomes darkness.
She's confused by this.
And as the darkness goes, you hear in his voice, I will always be a part of you, but never let me dominate everything about you. You are so much more than the trauma I inflict. And with that, his voice fades. What's Smear's mind process going on at those words?
Those are words that she would never imagine being said through her father's voice. She's in utter confusion, but she feels better.
And as you do, the chains tighten once more as the darkness emerges. This time, instead of a blue sigil on the ground, there's a green one. And you're in a prison cell. There's a bed behind you. You suddenly feel extremely hungry, extremely now nourished. And you hear a voice. Why do you resist? And out of the shadows, you see Cassandra. As she's walking towards you. Why do you resist?
Resist what?
Who you really are. Actually, I like that. Do you not hate the gods of our world? Do you not hate the ones who took everything from you? Why do you...
I never hated.
But you do not accept. Why do you fight for them? They took everything from you. They robbed you of what you were. She's now up close in front of the cell. They left you in the hands of a monster. And yet you still try and stop me for destroying them for their own wickedness. This world you want to save, that you fight to save, it is filled with nothing but misery, hate, and lies. Why do you fight for it?
Because within those hate and lies, there's always hope. There's always some form of happiness.
Was there for my son? He gave everything for a seemingly just ruler. His own life. And how did she reward him? When it became convenient, she abandoned and branded him a traitor. When it was convenient,
because of you.
I am not the cause. I exposed the symptoms. If it wasn't me, she would have betrayed him for someone else. Your people betrayed you for just actions. You eliminated traitors, threats to the throne, and they were so willing to believe your wickedness that they put you in chains.
It's
All
all
this-
just a misunderstanding.
You're in denial. You know that this world deserves to burn. You've always known that. And you possess the strength of will to see it so. My son doesn't. He's a good man. But he blinds himself to the flaws. Why you do not? You've seen how evil this is. Why should it not burn? Don't you want it to end? All of it. No more gods. No more hate. No more lies. True peace. Tell me that does not appeal to you.
It may. It feels like that would be the answer to all.
Then
But
join
in
me.
No.
Why? Because of a worthless failure and too little mistakes? A brute that you call brother? They are meaningless for true peace.
There is never true peace. There has to be a balance.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
9.
You say the words, but you don't fully acknowledge that there is some part of you that believes at some part of what she says. It's tempting, and while you try to resist, you're still there. Are you really willing to die for someone like Gorick? To keep the status quo? When you can destroy him instead? Who cares? There is no innocent in this world. There is only those who deny the hate. You see peace, all I see is conflict that has been ignored. This world hates itself. Who are we? Who are we, if not mercy, to pull the plug and end the hate?
What you don't understand is that hate will always exist. Hatred is an emotion that could never be rid of.
Roll me another wisdom saving throw with advantage.
11. I'm rolling like shit.
At this point, it was a DC 10 for this one. Not gonna lie. The last one was a DC 16.
Oof.
This one was a DC 10. Because, unlike the last one, which has a more stronger presence in your mind, this one is stuff you've already been grappling with. Cassandra's ideology of burning everything is not something you've ever denied. But you've also seen the flaw in it. You've always seen it. It's temptation, but temptation you can refuse. And with that, she erupts into blue flames, and darkness envelops you again. This time, you hear, "Reject me or not, you cannot stand against what will happen." And with that, you hear sounds of blades clashing. You see flashes of a civilization in an endless sea of stars with no light, ruined buildings. You see Garrick, Korvac, Solus, and Ellerin standing against Cassandra. You see flashes of the flight, and then you watch as Solus falls, burned in blue flames, and you hear in Garrick's voice just a simple "No!" His mouth doesn't move. It's almost more like you're in your head. Another few seconds go by, and she guts Korvac and splits him in half. "It's my fault!" And then finally, she stabs Ellerin through the heart and lets him drop into the endless sea of stars. "I should have done more." With that, you hear more sounds of swords clashing. And eventually, you enter this building. The chains tighten once more. As you are non-corporeal, you can see through yourself. And you see Garrick, Warpack in Cassandra's chest. This is the same room that Halcyon fell in. And before you can't speak. All you do is hear. And as Garrick is panting, bloodied, hurt, Cassandra says this last thing. "You really are just like me. You let everyone you ever claimed to care about die, all for revenge." Feels good, doesn't it? There is You are everything I was. You'll never be happy. You'll never forgive yourself. And the only person you could have ever wanted to take your revenge on is dead. And you gained nothing. In the end, you really were my child. And with that, she fades. You become corporeal, and Garrick, at this point, pulls out the sword, and as her body flips up, he's very distant. 1 second, let me choose the music. He isn't saying anything, but you hear, "I shouldn't have let this happen. They're all dead. Because of me." What do you do?
Seeing all her friends and her brother die before her, she's upset, very upset, but also saddened.
As you realize that, the chamber echoes with one final message. "As long as you're alive, my will will always be there." Garrick tightens the grip on Warpack and reverses it while in the air. Slowly. His arm shaking. What do you do?
Garrick,
He doesn't seem to register you as there.
Garrick, stop! She's going to approach him.
And
Quick.
as you do, you watch as Cassandra's body turns to smoke and grabs you and pushes you against the wall. Time seems to be slowed. Garrick doesn't seem to be moving, and as she does, smoke emerges from outside the room, and you see the smoky versions of Korvac, Ellerin, and Solus. And you hear in their various voices, "He wants this. He deserves this. He let us die. Who are you to deny him his judgment?" What do you do?
This is all a misunderstanding. It has to be a misunderstanding.
This time the ghost of Cassandra speaks. He led them here. He shouldn't have. He should have been more prepared. He hasted, and it cost him everything. Who are you to deny him the fate he deserves? Can you really forgive the murderer of your brother? The one responsible for his death? What do you do?
The lack of preparation is a mistake. And it costed all their lives.
And now his. What do you do?
I'm going to try to struggle free from Cassandra.
Roll a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
23.
This one was going to be a DC 20.
Ooh.
You push through, you push past the Fallen and Cassandra, and as you run, what do you do after that? They dissipate. The smoke is gone. What do you do?
I'm gonna try to take Warpact away from Garrick.
As you grab him, you see flashes. The chains around you loosen. Everything begins to crack and shake as if something has gone awry, as if you were not meant to see this, and you see a little Garrick. Bloodied, beaten, bruised, holding up a sword against his father in similar training grounds not unlike your own. You see Garrick try, but he's kicked back. You hear the cracking of God knows how many bones, and as you open your eyes again, you're back in that scene, and Garrick, everything seems to be normal, as if this Garrick you're seeing doesn't register what happened, what you saw. He's just trying to pull the blade on himself, not registering your existence. What do you say?
Garrick, stop.
He doesn't respond, nor does he seem to have any indication that you're there. He's struggling to put the blade down, but from his perspective, something is stopping him.
Let it go.
Roll me a persuasion with advantage. The blade is getting closer and closer to his chest.
Garrick, please stop.
Do you say anything else? No? One more?
I'm thinking. I'm
Okay,
thinking.
okay.
Everyone makes mistakes. You've made yours, but this is not the price to pay, especially with what you've gone through.
With that, roll me a persuasion one last time, followed by a wisdom saving throw, all with advantage.
22 for the persuasion.
Okay, now it's a saving throw.
10
This
for
was a
wisdom
different saving throw.
Wait, which one?
This was a different DC for that saving throw. This one, there was 2 in this map, but anyways. Samira. And with that, he drops the blade and he fades in smoke as well. And you hear in Garrick's voice this time, I don't know what can be, I just don't want to be responsible for any more death. And with that, your vision fades to black. Do you say anything?
Then try harder.
And with that, the chains around you tighten unlike they have tightened anything before. And they lash out, manacles now on your arm as they attach to the ground. And you enter this room. And sitting on a throne in front of you, as you're chained under a white sigil, unlike the other three, is Lucius. Oh, wrong one. 1 second. Where did I put that one?
She's scared. There's no other way I could say this. She was scared shitless.
He steps up from the throne. That's right. Fear me. Fear me. You are nothing. Everything you've done, everything you've ever tried to do, all ends with this. I've already destroyed you. This. 1 second, let me check my notes. And as he walks approach you, you see flashes of what you were. Yourself, but not changed, flying, flowing spells against Lucius, but Lucius is a tenacious warrior. It's the hardest fight you've ever fought. You don't know why they sent you here. You feel weaker. You should be able to take him. Why aren't you taking him? And as that realization dawns on you, the sword is through your chest in the memory. And the next thing you know, you're waking up in your home and you back in the north. And as that memory fades, you're staring up at Lucius. That's right. You remember? Do you remember?
I remember.
Everything you've ever suffered is because of me. And I enjoyed every second of it. And as he approaches, he raises the sword to chop you down. But from this moment, you watch as from behind you, coming in, is Garrick, holding the blade off with Warpack. Run! The chains become... they were tight before, but now they loosen, falling to the ground. 1 second. Let me get this music up. 1 second. Where did I put this? Here it is. Garrick is parrying the sword. What are you still doing there? Run! What do you do?
Despite every bone, every muscle, every thought in her head saying run, she's gonna stay.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw. No advances this time.
23.
You try and stand resolute. Your mind, however, is flashing with memories of Lucius killing you, every cut, every blow, and Garrick is just trying to pull him off. Get out of here! Go! What do you do?
I'm gonna draw my blade.
It's not on you.
have one.
No, you don't.
Hmm. That'll just make her panic even more.
Garrick is telling you to run. What are you going to do in this situation?
She's gonna run.
As you do, you hear the sounds of fighting and pained expressions from Garrick, and as you exit, you run into the darkness. There's something familiar about this. There's something undeniably familiar about this. You run what feels like for an eternity, when in reality it's only been maybe 5 minutes. But as you do, the chains tighten again, and you're zipped back to where you were. And you see Garrick, bloodied, beaten, and Lucius is saying over him, he is barely breathing. I wanted you here for this. I want you to know the deepest levels of suffering. What do you do?
Leave him alone. Do I at least have my shield on me?
You do, but you can't move. You're stuck in place. The chains are just wrapped around you. Roll me one last wisdom saving throw. No advantage this time. Again.
Wisdom savings.
You try, but those chains are there. And as Garrick looks up, before Lucius brings down the sword, time begins to slow once more, and you hear these words. There are no chains. Roll me an insight check. With advantage.
21.
Everything you have experienced in this realm has been your perception of who these people are. Your father, an egotistical maniac who will never let you live your own life. Cassandra, a foolish idealist. Garrick, a man who cannot forgive himself for something he never did. And Lucius, a monster who only wants to spread suffering. And that's when you realize everything you've been, these chains, they're your own reflection of your own perceived self. You have done this before in various situations. Chains binding you to your fears. And every time you run, all there is darkness until you can't run no anymore. The chains tighten and you're brought back to where you started. Your past, your trauma, your fear, all of these have kept you from seeing the truth. That there are no chains. And in denial, you only saw the escape being the darkness. The only person who has these chains on you, the only person who is keeping you in place is yourself. Only you can break free. What do you do?
God.
What do you do? The blade's getting closer and closer to Garrick's chest.
I'm going to attempt to free myself out of the chains, and I'm going to shove Lucius away.
As you do, there is no check required. When you realize the reality, it was as simple as just accepting that there were no chains, because there never were any. And as you do, you block his sword with your shield. And you feel something in your hand, just something wanting to get out, and he looks at you. Who are you to defy me? What do you say?
you from causing any more hurt. Here to stop you from continuing to destroy the very little of what is left of him. I am here to destroy you.
And as you do that, your resolve vocalized and a newfound determination within you. 1 second. You feel something manifest in your hand. A warhammer. Oh wait, my bad. Wrong music. I was supposed to keep on that one. Yeah. And you hear this word in your head. Thelumsan. Celestial. For reflection. Do you strike Lucius with the warhammer?
Yes.
As you do, you hit him across the jaw, a loud, thunderous sound approaching, incurring as you do, dealing thunder damage to him. And the weapon vibrates in your hand again. It changes into that of a spear. And as you thrust it into his rib, it crackles with electrical energy, striking him and jolting him. And as you draw it back, the spear vibrates and changes once more into a longsword. And as you strike him down, you feel a powerful arcane energy slashing through with the blade. And you strike down through his chest. And before he fades, you hear him say, "You will never be rid of me." What do you say?
Maybe I won't. But I know I will this time.
And as you say that, resolute, he fades. The arcane energy that came from that sword cracks and destroys him. And you are brought back, standing in front of purple flames that fade, that blade in your hand. You now have a weapon of your past, Thalliumson, or Reflection, as it's known in common. I'll send you the stats.
Holy crap.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Talk stands before you.
Holy shit, it's correct.
I ran all of this by Jacob.
Yeah, Razmira could have used the extra workaround, considering how she's built currently. I figured, why not?
Anyways,
Give her something to beef her up in battle.
Yep. Talk stands before you. The purple flame's gone, and you feel this rush of emotion in such extremes you never thought possible. Extreme happiness, sadness, anger, regret, joy, everything. Experience in a way you have never experienced in your life. And then it fades, and you're feeling whichever Razmira would be feeling in this situation. After all of that.
She's shaking. I have the new weapon in my hand.
Yep.
She's shaking and inspecting it.
It's fine make.
Almost cautiously.
It feels warm. It feels right. It feels familiar. As you examine it, you test out this weapon, and sure enough, as in the vision, you're able to change it into the spear and warhammer. Reflection is a +1 magical blade that can summon. It requires attunement. It can be summoned at will and desummoned at will, and as a bonus action, you can change the form, each form doing unique damage. The longsword can do an extra 1d8 force damage. The spear can do 1d6 lightning damage, and the warhammer can do 1d8 thunder damage.
Oh shit.
I have 3 different weapons at my disposal. All in one.
Oh, shoot. Yep.
How I understand, and I know. Thank you for this gift of knowledge and understanding. How do you feel?
I'm confused. I'm scared. I don't know what I'm feeling right now.
You are not what you were, but you have begun the process of becoming more. What you saw in there, illusions, yet ones that held you. They only have their image, only the power they have is what you grant them. But the lessons you learned will always carry power, so long as you believe in it. What's more, I have learned something unexpected.
And that is.
You and the other are not tied just by emotion. Through this, I have learned what you are and who you are. You exist as you are because of him, and he exists as he is because of you. Beyond the restraints of emotion, be it fate or coincidence, neither would exist without the other. I have rarely seen a bond seldom to this in all of my existence. Not of emotion. Something different. Something beyond. I can grant you insight into the other, should you desire it.
That'll be appreciated.
Are you sure? What will be seen will not be able to be unseen. Just as those lessons just as the lessons you have the experiences you have shared will not leave you, so too will his pain not leave you. You will not feel it, but you will understand it. Do you still wish to proceed?
Yes.
With that, she does a similar dance, though different. And the flames envelop you again. This time, you're from an outsider's perspective. You see a young Garrick, maybe no older than 8, chained down, raised up, bloodied and bruised. Each second goes by, you see flashes of injuries from past, scars that are there, and new scars come from this. Many were from Lucius. breaking him, breaking bones, breaking flesh, and every time he failed, he would give him only enough to not die, but would let him feel the pain. Every time you hear verbal abuse as well. You're worthless. You are nothing more than a mistake. You amount to nothing. You see years of this. No love, no real love. Any kindness is only artificial, shown because they do by people who do not wish to upset their tyrannical lords. You feel a loneliness not unlike what you once felt. And then, in the chamber, you hear Lucius's footsteps approaching, and you see a hot iron brand in his that he's holding, red hot, steaming. Roll me a perception. It has
18.
it has one word on it. And as he walks up behind Garrick, on his back, the boy chained, you hear him say, in the end, you are nothing more. And you hear Garrick's voice as he is now, than a failure. And as he says that, Lucius pushes the brand into Garrick's back, the brand being that of failure, and you feel the burn on your own as you hear a boy without love, scream in absolute pain, and the vision fades. And you're back with Talk. The burning sensation on your back fades as soon as you are pulled.
That's why.
He knows not how to be anything more than what he was branded. Such other realities are impossible to grasp because he does not know.
He does not know what true success is. He's unaware of it. Or all he wants to acknowledge is the failure that comes with it.
I have gained insight into both of you. I cannot give his answers because they are not mine to give. All I can tell you is that he surrounds himself with failure because he knows nothing else. Because he cannot accept anything else.
He doesn't know how to accept anything else.
You have begun your process of healing. You still have fear, but you refuse to let it dominate so permanently as you once did. When you return, it will be your decision to try and begin his, or to let him be on his own. Thank you for letting me know what was and what is. And she bows to you, or they bow to you. You are free to leave.
She starts to make her way back and she stops and turns.
Yes?
Thank you.
I require no thanks. I merely gave you the chance. It was you who seized it. Were you less strong of will, or or refusing to move beyond, you would be what you were. I was the guide, but you were the one who made the decisions. That is what is.
Have a good night.
With that, you go back to your room, and Edge following you. And for the first time in what feels like forever, your sleep is quite restful. You all awaken the next day. Do you guys begin the journey into the heart of Thuland? Or do you remain?
What was the question?
Do you guys remain, or do you guys begin the journey into the heart of Thuland?
I think that if there's Taitha would probably thank Tak for allowing us to stay, and then I think we would continue on our way to the heart of Thuland.
The nearest town from here, they will tell you, is... One second, let me go to the notes. The nearest town that is with...
Although, hang on, I'm gonna ask. This is a group decision. I'm not gonna make this decision on my own. Do you guys want to stay, or do you want to go deeper into Thuland?
I don't think I have a say. I just got stuck here.
Tartarus will want to move forward, so would Zeola. Eloquin would agree with the group, but he does want... Knowing Eloquin, he might want to talk to Master Talk more, but he will not push it. Kevin, what do you want to do?
I think we should stay at least another day.
Okay, we can stay another day then.
Do you do anything with that day? Gather supplies, food,
Well,
stuff like that?
I was given that day so that way Eloquin could do something that day. Or, well, if he wanted to, but...
I will say,
considering-
meta-wise, I'm just acting as the character would. In reality, he would gain nothing from it. I'm gonna meta that right now. He won't gain anything from it. It's just more based on what that conversation was in there. So, he won't
So we're
gain...
probably gonna do a flashback of that, I assume.
You will. You will get a flashback of the conversation he
Okay.
had in private with Panon and Talk. But other than that, that's all he'll gain here. I'll just say that in meta.
I'm willing to stay if you guys want to stay another day. I'm cool with whatever. Like I said, I don't want to make
gather supplies.
gather some supplies.
Excuse me. I will give the money back
Okay?
to Flip in Tythel.
Alright.
How much money?
Oh, I'm giving you the rest of what was left, including what I had on me, which is 486 buckaroos.
Just
Wait.
keep your 80. Just keep
My
your
bad.
80.
514 buckaroos.
And keep your 114. I gave you 800. You used some of it. So just take what you had.
For the sake of brevity, Kevin, you're going to be stuck with this money. You guys managed to get supplies in town for about 2 weeks worth, like a week's worth of food at this point, for the group of your size. Rosalind and Panon will be joining you. So will Valentine. Mir is staying with the ship because she was in charge to fight. She was only in charge to sail.
Yeah.
And the nearest town is about 6 days travel, and it's called Femur Town.
Nice name.
Nice. Yeah, I was gonna say that. It's like, nice name.
Femur Town.
That's pretty humorous.
And as you guys prepare for the long trek in the barren, snowy wasteland that is Thuland, that is where we're going to end tonight's session.